Hello, welcome to my video. In this video, I'll be making a circle skirt on the empire waist for this doll. And I'm going to show you how to make a circle skirt for any doll, just using the measurements of the circumference and the length. I'm making a circle skirt for this pattern that I'm designing, and I want to make it like an empire waist. And the first thing I need to do is to figure out what the circumference is. And for this doll, it's going to be, I'm using centimeters just because it's whole numbers and it's easier for me to work with. 25 inches under the bust area. Now I'm going to calculate my waist measurement, which is the circumference of 25 that I got. And to figure out how to make this measurement as a circle, I have to figure out the radius, which is the point of the center of this circle around where you can plot it around. So the formula is R, which will be the radius, is going to equal the waist measurement divided by 2 pi, or 2 times pi. And then pi is going to be 3.14, sorry. So I'm going to divide 25 into 2 times 3.14. That's going to give me 25, or 6.28, which when I divide 6.28 into 25, it's going to give me more or less 3.98 fraction. So this is my radius. So once you've calculated your skirt diameter on your pattern paper, you're going to draw a line going down, a vertical line, and a horizontal line at a 90-degree angle. This is to make your pattern. So I'm going to measure the radius from this point, from the corner. And in my case, it was, I'm going to say it was 4 centimeters. So I'm going to start plotting dots, keeping this point at 0 here along the corner there. Once you've plotted all your points, you're going to connect those to make the waist opening. You can freehand it or use and I'm just measuring to make sure I have it right. You can also use a compass to do that. It'll accomplish the same thing. And then I'm going to figure out how long I want my skirt to be. And I think I said 15 centimeters. So now to do the hem of the skirt, we're gonna plait the points starting at the waist and go right along the waist. So to draw the hem, you're going to add the waist radius, which in this case was 4, and then I think my desired length was 15, so that'll be 19 for me. So 4 plus 15, and that'll give me the hem. So just gonna plot my little dots along, still measuring from the first point. And then you're gonna connect your dots. And this ruler has a little, I'm doing this the hard way, really. It has a hole here, right in the center. It's kind of like a compass. So I can use this ruler to draw my outer circle. You can use anything. You can use a little string and tie it to the pen and just draw it that way. And then the next part is to decide, I want a full skirt. So I'm gonna fold my fabric in 4 after I add the seam allowances to my pattern. I'm gonna add 1/4 of an inch to the waist. And on this skirt, you have to decide also where you want your seams to be. I want the seams to be 2 side seams and a back seam. And I want my hem to be probably 1/4 of an inch as well. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. So at this point, I'm just drafting the front of the skirt. I want it in 3 panels. I want the front to be 1 full panel, and then the back, I want it to open in the back. And so I'm going to do 2 panels for the back. So this pattern is going to be the front panel. This is going to be cut on the fold here. I added my seam allowances for the side and for the hem. So I'm going to cut this pattern out. And this is for a full skirt. They have a calculator. It's called the Omni calculator. And I have the link in my description. And it's to make any kind of pattern for any circle skirt, and any type of circle skirt. It could be a full circle skirt, a half circle skirt, 1/4 circle skirt. Now to make my back panel, I'm going to trace this entire skirt, except I'm going to, this will be my center back, and I'm going to add my seam allowance for the closing part. So I'm going to go ahead and trace that. this will be the side. It already has a seam allowance. And now I'm going to add a seam allowance to the back. Just going to add I'm still going to add 1/4 inch. So this will be my center back. Then you figure out where you want your opening to be. This will be the side seam. It already has the seam allowance, so I'm just going to add it in here. And then cut this piece out. And that's how you make a circle skirt. So for my pattern, I made a pattern for a circle skirt that opens in the back. And it has 2 side seams. But in this case, I just want like a donut shape because I don't want any seams on my pattern. So using this same pattern, all I did was fold my fabric in half and then fold it in half again. Fold it in half first. I don't think this is going to be enough fabric to make a full circle like a donut. But you fold your fabric and then fold it again. So you're going to have you're going to have 4 layers. And from this point is where you're going to place your pattern. And in this case, I don't want any seams, so I'm going to fold the seam that I made on the pattern, just fold it in. And place your pattern along the 2 folded edges. Just make sure that they're folded nicely. I'm just going to go ahead and pin them. You can use a rotary cutter, but I don't have a rotary cutter that's nice and sharp, and it just eats up my fabric. Okay, so your hem, you're going to make sure you keep your hem. And then cut along the curve to make the waist opening. So that's the only piece you need if you're going to make a full circle without any seams. And when you open up your fabric, you're going to have a donut shape. So what I'll do is I'll seam all the way around, and then I'll attach my waist to the bodice. You'll have a nice circle skirt, nice full circle skirt. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So here's the mock-up of the little circle skirt that I made for this bodice. This is just a mock-up because I'm making a pattern. I plan to put a waistband here and then the circle skirt underneath. under the waistband, or maybe I'll just do a tie front. I don't know what I'm doing first, but I just wanted to demonstrate how to make the skirt circle pattern. I like this fabric because it's nice and drapey, but it's not that easy to sew with. It's very, very stretchy. So what I did was I hemmed it on the serger and then folded the hem up. Didn't come out too bad. But the fabric that I'm going to use for the final product is going to be this same kind of fabric. So that's the circle skirt.